standard phraseology has been established to ensure uniformity in RT communications and to reduce any possible ambiguity in RT messages to a minimum. Obviously, it's not practical to have a standard phrase for every situation. However, there are standard phrases associated with every phase of the flight, from the moment you step onto the flight deck at the start of a flight to when you shut down the engines at the end. This list contains standard words and phrases which are internationally recognized. They are a form of shorthand which, when used correctly, reduces the length of radio transmissions. You should therefore familiarize yourself with these words and use them whenever possible. To discover the meaning of each word in radio telephony phraseology, click on the word and its meaning will be explained to you. Pronounced acknowledge, meaning let me know that you have received and understood this message. Pronounced affirm, meaning yes. This is a simple response to any question which requires yes as an answer. A common error is to give a long-winded reply when affirm is all that is required. Pronounced approved, meaning permission for proposed action granted. This will not pronounced break. Pronounced approved, meaning permission for proposed action granted. This will normally be used in response to non-standard or unusual requests. For example, a request to taxi from the fuel pumps to the parking area. Pronounced break. I hereby indicate the separation between portions of the message. To be used where there is no clear distinction between the text and other portions of the message. Pronounced break, meaning I hereby indicate the separation between messages transmitted to different aircraft in a very busy environment. Pronounced cancel, meaning annul the previously transmitted clearance. This word will be used to cancel any clearance from a taxi clearance to a full airways clearance. Pronounced check. Examine a system or procedure. Not to be used in any other context. No answer is normally expected. Pronounced cleared, meaning authorized to proceed under the conditions specified. It's obviously important that you understand the specified conditions. If you do not, then you should ask the controller to repeat them. Pronounced confirm. I request verification of clearance, instruction, action, information. Pronounced contact. Establish communications with. Pronounced correct. True or accurate. Pronounced correction, meaning an error has been made in this transmission. The correct version is. An example of the use of this word may be Golf Delta Alpha changed to 126.5. Correction, 125.6. Pronounced disregard, meaning consider that transmission as not sent. The normal response to an RT call telling you to disregard the previous message would normally be Roger. Pronounced go ahead. Proceed with your message. Note, not used whenever the possibility exists of misconstruing go ahead as an authorization for an aircraft to proceed. The phrase go ahead may be omitted and, in its place, a response made by using the calling aeronautical station's call sign followed by the answering aeronautical station's call sign. Pronounced how do you read, meaning what is the readability of my transmission. For further information on this expression, go to the Test Procedures lesson in the General Operating Procedures section. Pronounced I say again, meaning I repeat for clarity or emphasis. This expression is most commonly used by controllers to emphasize a message. Maintain, meaning continue in accordance with the condition or conditions specified. The word may also be used in its literal sense. For example, maintain VMC. Pronounced monitor, meaning listen out on a specific frequency. If you are asked by air traffic to monitor a frequency, it means that you should listen out on that frequency. It does not mean that the controller wants you to transmit on that frequency. Pronounced negative, no, or permission not granted, or that is not correct, or not capable. Pronounced out, meaning this exchange of transmissions is ended and no response is expected. This word is not normally used in VHF transmissions. Pronounced over, meaning my transmission is ended and I expect a response from you. Again, this word is not normally used in VHF transmissions. Pronounced readback, meaning repeat all or the specified part of this message back to me exactly as received. This expression will be used when a controller wants positive confirmation that you have received the message correctly. Pronounced re-cleared. A change has been made to your last clearance, and this new clearance supersedes your previous clearance or part thereof. Pronounced report. Pass me the following information. Pronounced request, meaning I should like to know, or I wish to obtain. This word is very common in RT transmissions. For example, you frequently request airfield weather or request the QNH. Pronounced Roger, meaning I have received all your last transmission. Under no circumstances is this to be used in reply to a question requiring readback or a direct answer in the affirmative, affirm, or negative, negative. Pronounced say again, meaning repeat all or the following part of your last transmission. More information on this expression can be found in the lesson on continuation of communications in the General Operating Procedures section. Pronounced speak slower, meaning reduce your rate of speech. If you follow the advice in the lesson on transmitting technique, you should never be asked to speak slower. Pronounced stand by. Wait and I will call you. Note, the caller would normally re-establish contact if the delay is lengthy. Stand by is not an approval or denial. Pronounced unable, meaning I cannot comply with your request, instruction, or clearance. Normally a reason would be given. Pronounced wilco, meaning I understand your message and will comply with it. In general, this word is not used enough and is frequently confused with Roger. When you respond to a message with wilco, you are telling the controller that you not only understand what you've just been told, but that you will carry out any instructions which you may have been given. Roger, on the other hand, merely means that you have received all of the transmission and does not commit you to any particular course of action. Make sure, however, that you do not reply with Wilco if a transmission from a controller is required to be read back. Pronounced words twice, meaning, as a request, communication is difficult, please send every word twice, or, as information, since communication is difficult, every word in this message will be sent twice. These expressions are rarely used except in conditions of poor radio reception. Some abbreviations have, by virtue of their common usage, become part of aviation terminology. Some of the more common abbreviations are listed here. They're spoken using their constituent letters rather than pronouncing them using the phonetic alphabet. Click on each abbreviation in turn to hear how it should be spoken. If you're unsure of the meaning of any of the abbreviations, click on the button marked I below. Doing so will take you to the definitions database. ILS, ILS, QNH, QFE, RVR, ADF, ATC, CAV-OK, ETA, ETD, VFR, IFR, VOR, VHF, UHF. The words listed above may be omitted from transmissions provided that there is no possibility of ambiguity or confusion. There are two other points that you should remember. Firstly, the word immediately should only be used when immediate action is required for safety reasons. In other words, you should regard it as a word to be used in emergency situations rather than in normal everyday RT transmissions. Golf Echo Golf India Kilo. Avoiding action, turn right immediately. Secondly, you should avoid the use of courtesies. It's natural for people to wish to sound friendly over the RT, and you'll hear good morning, good night, hello, etc. being used frequently all over the world. In general, however, you should avoid using these courtesies, particularly in a busy RT environment. In this section, we'll deal only with basic level instructions. More comprehensive phrases are contained in subsequent sections within the context in which they are most commonly used. The precise phraseology used in the transmission and acknowledgement of climb and descent clearances will vary, depending on the circumstances, traffic density, and the nature of the flight operations. However, care must be taken to ensure that misunderstandings are not generated as a consequence of the phraseology employed during these phases of flight. Levels may be reported as altitude, height, or flight levels, according to the phase of flight and the altimeter setting. In the following examples, the operations of climbing and descending are interchangeable.
Golf India Kilo. Report your level.
Maintaining 3,000 feet, Golf India Kilo.
Golf India Kilo. Report passing flight level 80.
Wilco, Golf India Kilo. Then, when actually passing flight level 80,
Golf India Kilo passing flight level 80. Golf Juliet Mike. Climb to flight level 70.
Leaving 2,000 feet, climbing to flight level 70, Golf Juliet Mike. Golf Charlie Delta, request descent.
Golf Charlie Delta, descend to flight level 60.
Leaving flight level 90, descending to flight level 60, Golf Charlie Delta.
Golf Charlie Delta, re-cleared to 2,500 feet. QNH 998.
Re-cleared 2,500 feet. QNH 998, Golf Charlie Delta. Golf Charlie Delta, maintaining 2,500 feet, QNH 998.
Golf Charlie Delta, roger.
Oxbow 345, after passing North Cross, descend to flight level 80.
After passing North Cross, descend to flight level 80, Oxbow 345. Having given clearance to climb or descend, a further overriding instruction may be given to a pilot by air traffic control.
Oxbow 345, stop descent at flight level 150.
Stop descent at flight level 150, Oxbow 345.
Oxbow 348, continue climb to flight level 330.
Climbing to flight level 330, Oxbow 348.
Oxbow 342, recleared, flight level 330.
Recleared, flight level 330, Oxbow 342. Occasionally, for traffic reasons, a higher than normal rate of climb or descent may be required.
Golf Echo Golf India Kilo, expedite descent to flight level 80.
Expediting descent to flight level 80, Golf Echo Golf India Kilo.
Oxbow 345, climb to flight level 240. Expedite until passing flight level 180.
Leaving flight level 150, climbing to flight level 240, expediting until passing flight level 180. Oxbow 345. It may not be possible to comply with instructions to expedite a climb or descent because of aircraft performance limitations or other factors, in which case the response to such a request would be unable to comply.
Oxbow 342, expedite climb to flight level 330.
Oxbow 342, unable to comply due wait. A pilot may file a flight plan with an air traffic service unit during flight, although the use of busy air traffic control frequencies for this purpose should be avoided. Use the Flight Information Service frequency of the flight information region in which you are flying. Details of the flight plan should be transmitted by the pilot using the standard flight plan format. Alexander information, Golf Echo Golf India Kilo, request file flight plan.
Golf India Kilo, Alexander information, ready to copy.
During a flight, a pilot may cancel an IFR flight plan if he or she wishes to continue the flight under VFR. Alexander Control, Golf Echo Golf India Kilo, cancelling IFR flight plan, proceeding VFR, estimating Stephenville at 1732.
Golf India Kilo, IFR flight plan cancelled at 47. Contact Alexander information 125.7.
When a pilot has expressed the intention of changing from IFR to VFR flight, the Air Traffic Service Unit should pass to the pilot any available meteorological information which makes it likely that the flight will not be able to maintain VMC.
Golf India Kilo, IMC reported in the vicinity of Kennington.
Roger, maintaining IFR, Golf India Kilo.